With a net worth of almost $600 million, Tom Cruise is one such actor who's been ruling the box office for years now. Do you want to know how he spends all his money? Well, then you're at the right place, as today we're going to tell you all about the millionaire lifestyle of Tom Cruise. So let's get started. Cars. We're going to start with Tom Cruise's car collection. One of the most prized possessions of Tom is his Ford Mustang Saleen. This car was launched in 1994 and it has a supercharged V6, and this was rated at 220 horsepower. It comes with a top speed of 150 miles per hour. It has very unique free-flowing exhaust system that has a variable design. Tom Cruise also owns a Bugatti Veyron Super Sport. This is most well known for Tom as he came to the premiere of his hit film Mission Impossible 3 in this car. The car has a top speed of 415 kilometers per hour, and this speed is electronically limited to avoid the disintegration of the tires of the car. Tom Cruise's version of the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport has an updated aerodynamic package, and the price of the tires alone in this version are $20,000. The estimated amount that this car would have cost Tom Cruise is $2 million. Tom also has a Saleen Mustang S281. He used this car to drive down the streets of LA and to run errands. The cost of this car is almost $52,000. Another car that Tom Cruise has in his collection is a Ford Excursion. This all-black Ford Excursion is Tom Cruise's most largest vehicle. This car has a 4-door SUV and 2 Dutch doors. The Bronco body shell has been used in this car, and Tom used this car as his decoy to keep the paparazzi away. When his ex-wife Katie Holmes was pregnant, the Church of Scientology got this car custom built to protect her. The price of this car is around $40,000. It has 3 rows of seating and also a 5-speed automatic transmission. Private jets. Tom Cruise's vehicle collection is not only limited to cars, but he also has his own private jet. For an actor like Tom Cruise, who has a very busy schedule, waiting for flights at the airport can be a little bit tough, as actors have to travel all around the world to be on the filming locations. This is why many mainstream actors have their own private jets, and Tom Cruise is no exception. He has a pilot license in 1994 and has been taking advantage of it since then. He has a Gulfstream G450 that has a pair of Rolls-Royce Tay 611 8C engines. This jet has a range of 8,056 kilometers and has the ability to reach an altitude of 45,000 feet. The Gulfstream G450 speed ranges between Mach 0.80 and Mach 0.88. This plane has the capacity to carry a maximum of 19 passengers, and it also has room for a crew of 2. It has a fully equipped kitchen, and the place can also be customized by the owner any way he wants. The plane's price is said to be around $30 million. Tom has added a P-51 Mustang to his collection of jets in 2012. The significance of this plane is that it dates back to 2012. There's no actual price of this aircraft available, but it's safe to say that it must cost him millions as it holds great historical value. The words, "Kiss me, Kate," are painted on one side of this jet. According to the people close to Tom, this is his favorite aircraft. Watch collection. If you're a fan of Tom Cruise, you would know that he wears a lot of expensive watches that can be seen in his films too. He owns some very precious watches like the Royal Oak Offshore GP Singapore watch, a Sangdo watch, and a Bremont Alt 1C watch. He also has some other luxurious watches in his collection, such as an Omega Speedmaster X33, a Casio G-Shock DW5300, and a Tudor Heritage chronograph. Mansions. Now coming to Tom Cruise's mansions, he used to have one European-style estate mansion in Los Angeles that he is now sold for around $11.4 million. It has a 2-story house that had 3 bedrooms, vaulted ceilings, and floors of oak plank, and it also had a separate guest house that had its own kitchen, 4 bedrooms, and 4 bathrooms. Tom Cruise also had a huge stone mansion in Beverly Hills, built in 1937, and this house had a vintage charm to it with its gray stone exterior. This house also has a huge foundation, almost the size of a swimming pool. Besides that, it also had an actual swimming pool, a tennis court, and a playground. Tom Cruise sold his compound for $40 million in 2016, and he bought a huge home in Telluride in the 1990s. This house is situated on 298 acres of land and has 7 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms. It also has a separate guest house, a storage garden, and a large patio. The flooring has been done with hardwood, and this house has a high-grade security system and also has its own garbage disposal system. It has a 3-car garage and also has a helipad in case the superstar is flying in. It's in a mature forest and a just 12 minutes drive away from the historic resort town of Telluride, Colorado. This house was bought by Tom Cruise when he was married to Nicole Kidman, and later he put it on the market in 2012 for $59 million. Tom also owns a very luxurious multi-million-dollar penthouse in Florida that's located at the Skyview. He moved there back in 2018 of July and has done some renovations there too since then. The upper 2 floors of the building are said to be the home that has a passageway leading to a secret smaller condo on the floor below. The roof deck also has a bar, a hot tub, a luxury 39-foot infinity pool, and a solarium. This has not been confirmed by Tom Cruise himself, but many sources have reported that Tom Cruise also owns a penthouse in New York. This place has 6 floors and is located at one of the most exclusive locations in the city. It covers almost 8,300 square feet. It also has its own elevator. It has many fireplaces, 7 bathrooms, and 5 terraces too. Donations to Scientology. Tom Cruise follows the religion Scientology, and he's one of the most renowned faces of this religion. There have been many rumors in the past too that Tom's religious beliefs affected his relationship with his children and ex-wives. Tom is not only the most famous face of Scientology, but he's also one of the most generous donors to the organization. It was confirmed by some sources in 2005 that Tom donated $2.5 million to Scientology. This donation resulted in him getting the Platinum Meritorious status inside the church. This news took the media by storm, and this is why it was later reported that Tom does not want his donations to become public again. Learning to fly the helicopter. As we've told you before that Tom has his license to be a pilot in 1994, so it did not come as a surprise to anyone when he started taking classes on flying a helicopter too. With the kind of films he does and the way he always does his own stunts, learning to fly a helicopter seems like a must-do thing on Tom Cruise's bucket list. People magazine once wrote that Tom Cruise wanted to fly helicopters and airplanes since he was a child, and honestly, it's great seeing him fulfilling his dreams. In 2016, Tom Cruise was spending some days in London, and this is where he was spotted taking classes on flying a helicopter. Security guards for his daughter. Just like every other parent, Tom Cruise is very protective of his children, especially his eldest daughter, Suri Cruise. It is difficult for celebrities to keep their children away from the spotlight that follows them everywhere that they go, and Tom Cruise is one such celebrity who the paparazzi can never let go easily. Tom's daughter Suri had to deal with paparazzi since she was born. It was reported in 2013 that 4 highly trained security guards were hired by Tom Cruise to protect Suri from the photographers. According to many publications, Tom Cruise paid these guards $50,000 per week for the safety of his daughter. Birthday cakes. Tom Cruise loves taking care of his co-stars, who he forms a great bond with on the sets. He worked with Kristen Dunst in 1994 in the film Interview with Vampire. In 2013, Kirsten Dunst told us that she started receiving cakes from Tom Cruise on her birthday after she ran into him one day. She said that she started receiving cakes from Dylan's Bakery after the meeting, and this became an annual tradition. She said that they call it the Cruise Cake at her family's house. Jimmy Kimmel also once confirmed that he also received cakes of the same bakery from Tom Cruise, and he confirmed that these cakes are indeed good. Alrighty guys, that concludes our video. Click on one of the 4 videos on your screen right now, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.